I'm Ian Robinson. I'm a Senior Manager for Fragomen UK. I wanted to talk to you today about the treatment and I suppose the transparency of policy that we believe should be in place for European nationals already in the UK worried about a possible Brexit from the European Union. Yesterday we held a really good seminar on the EU Referendum and immigration. We had 5 excellent speakers, and amongst them we had a former Home Secretary and a former Secretary of State for Trade for the UK. They had a really good discussion. Frankly, they agreed on very little and argued quite a lot, which made for great viewing, but there was one point that they did agree on, and that was that European nationals, in the event that the UK does leave the European Union, should not be forced to leave the country. There were 2 reasons for this. The first one was fairness, which is perfectly reasonable. It would be unfair after people have set up a life here to force them to leave. But secondly, because it wouldn't be possible under the Geneva Convention. It was really interesting to see them converge on that point. I think it was probably the only time that they actually agreed, but it wasn't necessarily surprising. I can see why they would think, as one of them said, that it would be abhorrent to expect people who have come over here lawfully, expecting to be able to spend their life in the UK, to have to leave after the referendum. And well, frankly, it's great that we had 2 such senior politicians from different sides of the political spectrum talking about European nationals being allowed, or at least should be allowed, to stay in the UK in the event that the UK were to leave the European Union. The problem is, though, it's all well and good those 2 politicians saying it at our seminar, but it doesn't help the many Europeans, the French, German, Polish and other nationals out there, who just don't know for certain if they will be expected to leave, if they will have to turn their lives and their families around in the event that the UK leaves the European Union. Really, just for fairness sake, it needs to be said publicly, and it really ought to be said by the people campaigning for us to leave the EU, just as much as it should be said by those people who are campaigning for us to stay in the EU. So when should this be done? When should people be told? Really, as soon as possible. Really, it is unfair and rather unkind to make people wait and wait. People who have entered the UK lawfully wait and wait to find out, in the event that the vote goes against them, and they may feel it personally in that way, whether or not they will need to pick up sticks, take their family, take their lives and leave the country. Really, it should start with the Leave campaign. They're the people who want us to exit the EU. But the Remain campaign should follow behind very shortly afterwards. It only seems fair. Thank you.